So, I'm back. Welcome back to Theological Issues, and today we'll be reviewing the book of one nephew of the Book of Mormon. And it's going to be interesting because the Book of Mormon is a very interesting book, I guess, in general. And I actually recorded this video like just a few minutes ago, but I kind of messed up halfway through, so I had to restart because, frick my life. Anyways, the book of 1 Nephi, chapter 1, contains about 20 verses, so this video won't be too long, maybe about 30 minutes, I presume. It's just the estimated amount of time, but yeah, it's interesting, and also I've decided to change up the style of how I'm gonna be looking into the text of the book of these holy books. What I'm gonna be doing with this with the series now is, at first I'm gonna be reading the chapter, right? I'm just gonna read the chapter, and then after reading the entire chapter, I'll get onto the commentary. Instead of just reading like one verse and getting onto the commentary of that verse, next verse, commentary of that verse, because I don't know, I just want to do it the other way. So yeah, I'll just be reading the entire chapter, and then I'll move on to my commentary and the analysis of the whole chapter and everything. So okay, so yeah, the Book of Mormon is a really interesting book. I recommend you read it by your own self. Go take a look at it. It's interesting in general, and don't mind me grabbing my mask. It just keeps falling over because I'm talking. And yeah, anyways, let's start. I guess I'll first start off by reading the first chapter of the Book of 1 Nephi, and then I'll continue on to my commentary. And timestamps will be in the description, because in case you want to skip straight to the main issues or whatever, because why not? And yeah, okay. So, anyways, let me begin. I, Nephi, having been born of goodly parents, therefore I was taught somewhat in all the learning of my father, and having seen many afflictions in the course of my days. Nevertheless, having been highly favored of the Lord in all my days, yea, having had a great knowledge of the goodness and the mysteries of God, therefore I make a record of my proceedings in my days. Yea, I make a record in the language of my father, which consists of the learning of the Jews and the language of the Egyptians. And I know the record which I make is true, and I make it with mine own hand, and I make it according to my knowledge. For it came to pass in the commencement of the first year of the reign of Zedekiah, king of Judah, my father Lehi, having dwelt at Jerusalem in all his days. And in that same year there came many prophets prophesying unto the people that they must repent, or the great city of Jerusalem must be destroyed. Wherefore it came to pass that my father Lehi, as he went forth, prayed unto the Lord, yea, even with all his heart in behalf of his people. And it came to pass, as he prayed unto the Lord, there came a pillar of fire, and dwelt upon a rock before him. And he saw and heard much. And because of the things which he saw and heard, he did quake and tremble exceedingly. And it came to pass that he returned to his own house at Jerusalem, and he cast himself upon his bed, being overcome with the Spirit and the things which he had seen. And being thus overcome with the Spirit, he was carried away in a vision, even that he saw the heavens open, and he thought he saw God sitting upon his throne, surrounded with numberless concourses of angels in the attitude of singing and praising their God. And it came to pass that he saw one descending out of the midst of heaven, and he beheld that his luster was above that of the sun at noonday. And he also saw 12 others following him, and their brightness did exceed that of the stars in the firmament. And they came down and went forth upon the face of the earth. And the first came and stood before my father, and gave unto him a book, and bade him that he should read. And it came to pass that as he read, he was filled with the Spirit of the Lord. And he read, saying, Woe, woe unto Jerusalem! For I have seen thine abominations. Yea, and many things did my father read concerning Jerusalem, that it should be destroyed, and the inhabitants thereof, many should perish by the sword, and many should be carried away captive into Babylon. And it came to pass that when my father had read and seen many great and marvelous things, he did exclaim many things unto the Lord, such as, Great and marvelous are thy works, O Lord God Almighty. Thy throne is high in the heavens, and thy power and goodness and mercy are all over all the inhabitants of the earth. And because thou art merciful, thou wilt not suffer those who come unto thee that they shall perish. And after this manner was the language of my father in the praising of his God, for his soul did rejoice, and his whole heart was filled, because of the things which he had seen, yea, which the Lord had shown unto him. And now, I, Nephi, do not make a full account of the things which my father hath written, for he hath written many things which he saw in visions and in dreams, and he also hath written many things which he prophesied and spake unto his children, of which I shall not make a full account. But I shall make an account of my proceedings in my days. Behold, I make an abridgment of the record of my father upon plates which I have made with mine own hands. Wherefore, if I have abridged the record of my father, then will I make an account of mine own life. Therefore, I should that ye should know that after the Lord had shown so many marvelous things unto my father Lehi, yea, concerning the destruction of Jerusalem, behold, he went forth among the people and began to prophesy and to declare unto them concerning the things which he had both seen and heard. And it came to pass that the Jews did mock him because of the things which he testified of them. For he truly testified of their wickedness and their abominations, and he testified that the things which he saw and heard, and also the things which he read in the book, manifested plainly of the coming of the Messiah, and also the redemption of the world. And when the Jews heard these things, they were angry with him, yea, even as with the prophets of old, whom they had cast out and stoned and slain. And they also sought his life, that they might take it away. And behold, I, Nephi, will show unto you that the tender mercies of the Lord are over all those whom he hath chosen, because of their faith, to make them mighty, even unto the power of deliverance. And that concludes chapter 1. Okay, so that was interesting. That was chapter 1 of the first book of Nephi. It was epic, and yeah. And anyways, that's it for the reading. I will move on to my commentary, because why not? Anyways, I, Nephi. Now, the first book of the book of Mormon is the very first book of Nephi. The author is some guy named Nephi who thinks quite a lot of himself. Actually, he had goodly parents, was highly favored of the Lord, and had a great knowledge of the goodness and the mysteries of God. Interesting. Sounds like a great person who's very full of himself. Epic. The language of the Egyptians. Yeah, now Nephi wrote in quote-unquote the language of his father, Egyptian, which is a very strange language for an Israelite of 600 BCE to write in, but then again, we should get used to these strange things if we are going to read the Book of Mormon, because the Book of Mormon has some very, very strange things in the future, which we'll go over in future episodes. Episodes, or whatever you want to call this series. Anyway, yeah, the record which I make is true. Yeah, so the Book of 1 Nephi is true because Nephi says it is. Isn't that a logical fallacy? Isn't that a circular reasoning fallacy? Isn't it like a variation of it? Anyways, and if you can't believe in a pompous Egyptian-speaking Hebrew that supposedly lived 2,600 years ago, then who the hell can you believe? A pillar of fire and dwelt upon a rock. Yeah, so Lehi, Nephi's father, by the way, prayed, and a pillar of fire appeared out of nowhere on a rock that he did quake and tremble exceedingly, apparently, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean, which is interesting, I guess. And now the author of the Book of Mormon tried very hard to make it sound like the King James Bible. Way too hard. In fact, here's what Mark Twain said about it. Wherever he found his speech growing too modern, which was about every sentence or two, he ladled in a few such scriptural phrases such as exceeding sore, and it came to pass, etc., and made things satisfactory again. Interesting. And and there are several examples of when he tries way too hard to sound like it's the King James Bible. For example, in verse 6 of the chapter I just read, he said, and it came to pass. No one says that, except for the King James Bible. It's trying to copy that King James Bible. Yeah, and anyways, he thought he saw God. Now, after Lehi saw this burning pillar on a rock, he then thought he saw God. Lots of angels, Jesus, the 12 apostles, which is a very strange sight for some Jew that lived 600 years before Jesus was even born. Gave unto him a book. Yeah, so God, Jesus, the apostles, and the host of angels came down from heaven to earth, and God gave Lehi a book to read? Seriously? He read, saying, Woe, woe unto Jerusalem. So Lehi basically read from the book that God gave him while he quoted from Revelation, which wasn't even written for another like 700 years or so. Behold, I make an abridgment. Now Nephi's, thankfully, going to just give us the abridged version of his father's babblings and crap, which was probably a very good idea since he was writing all this crap down on brass plates or whatever those things are. He truly testified of their wickedness. Yeah, so after Lehi saw this pillar of fire, God, Jesus, the apostles, and angels and crap, and read from this random book that God gave him, he went into town to tell the people about it, and they all thought he was crazy since they were a bunch of wicked, abominable Jews. I mean, who wouldn't think this guy was crazy? I mean, come on. Anyways, that's about it. That's the whole chapter. It's not that long. How long was this video? Yeah, okay. Okay, I can't check the timestamp, bro. I think it's about 13 minutes now. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, that's it for today's video. And it was interesting. First with the Mormon was Gucci. I think my next video will be debunking an argument for God. I kind of have this, like, this kind of set of steps, or whatever you want to call it. First I'm going to be uploading a Bible study, then a Quran study, a Mormon study, and then I'll be going over an argument for God, and then I'll be going over another creationist claim. It's going to be like this 5-step thing. It's going to be in order. Whatever. Don't really need to focus on that. It's my new video plan thingamajig. Anyways, yeah. First chapter of the book of 1 Nephi was good. It was interesting. It was epic. And that's about it, I guess. So yeah. Anyways, hello everyone. I am not the skeptical skeptic because I am theological issues now. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that notification bell because I hope to see you in the next video. Crap! I forgot to stop the recording. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye.